హలో చిన్నక్క.
బాబు
ఏంటి ఎట్లా ఉన్నా?
బాగానే ఉన్నారు. నడుస్తుంది బాగా. ఇవాళ లేట్ ఉందా? ఎవరు రాలేదా?
ఐ డోంట్ నో ఈ ఫోన్ సరిగ్గా పనిచేస్తుందో లేదో మరి. అంటే ఇదే వీడియో పనిచేయట్లేదు ఆ ఫోన్ మీద. చూడాలి అదేంటో. దీనికి ఒకసారి తక్కువ వాటానికి పనిచేస్తుంది, ఈ ఛానల్కి పనిచేయట్లా. అందులో వాట్సాప్ లో నేను నీకు ఇండివిజువల్ గా ఫోన్ చేసాను, నీకు వీడియో కూడా చేయనిస్తుంది అనమాట. అదే నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు గ్రూప్ లో ఉంటే వీడియో చేయనివ్వట్లా ఎవరికి కూడా. అంటే ఏదో టెక్నికల్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది, చూస్తాను తెలుసుకొని ఫిక్స్ చేయాలి. అది అంటే మామూలుగా ఒక్క పర్సన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు వీడియో వస్తుంది, కానీ ఇట్లా గ్రూప్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు రావట్లా. అది చూడాలి. ఏముందిలే, అయినా చాలా మందికి ఇట్లా ఫోన్ లో మాట్లాడటమే ఇష్టం చూడటం కంటే కూడా.
అదే కదా మాట్లాడటం ఇట్లా కూడా, అట్లా కూడా అందరు వస్తున్నా కూడా వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడేటప్పుడే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు కదా,
అంతే కదా.
మామూలప్పుడు
వాళ్ళే కూడా ఇదే సేమ్ చెప్తున్నాడు అనుకుంటారు. అది నేను ఒక అమ్మాయి పంపిస్తుంది, అమ్మాయి నా విషయాలు ఏం మాట్లాడద్దు అందరి ముందు, నా మైండ్ ఇట్లా ఉంది అట్లా ఉందని చెప్పొద్దని చెప్తుంది. అంటే అమ్మాయిని ఎత్తి చూపిద్దాను, అమ్మాయిని ఎత్తి చూపించాను కదా, అట్లా జరుగుతుందని చెప్తా అన్నమాట. అంటే వీళ్ళకి మధ్యలో మళ్ళీ ఈగో, యూనో. అమ్మాయి వచ్చిందే ఎందుకంటే అమ్మాయికి మైండ్ బాగుండట్లేదు, కంప్లీట్ గా పోతుంది అన్నమాట, యూనో. అది ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఈ మానవ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అందరికీ ఒకటే, దాని గురించి అర్థం చేసుకున్నప్పుడు అది పోతుంది ఇది పోతారు. కానీ వీళ్ళకి మధ్యలో ఈగో, నేను ఇంత గొప్పదాన్ని కదా. అది అంటే మామూలుగా జనరల్ ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకో, ఇండివిజువల్ గా క్యాన్సర్ అటువంటి తీసుకురాం. కానీ ఈ మానసికమని అన్ని కూడా ఒకళ్ళకి అందరికి ఒకటే. కొద్ది మందికి ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, కొద్దిమంది తక్కువ ఉంటుంది.
అది కూడా వయసుతో నిమిత్తం లేకుండా ఉంది బాబు.
అవును,
నా వయసు ఎక్కడ, వాళ్ళ వయసు ఎక్కడ. నా వయసు ఏమో 80
వయసుతో ఏం ప్రాబ్లం,
40s లో 50s లో ఉంది.
30s 40s
కానీ అందరి ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఒకటే మాదిరిగా ఉంది.
అదే చెప్తున్నా.
అప్పటి నుంచి వాళ్ళు ఇట్లా మాట్లాడుతున్నారంటే ఇంకా పెద్దగా నాకు ఇంకెట్లా ఉంటారు.
అదే కదా, ఇప్పుడు అందరికి ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే ఈ ఈగో. దాంతో ఆ ఈగోని వాళ్ళు కావాలి. అమ్మాయికి తనేదో స్పెషల్, తనకి ఆ ప్రాబ్లం లేదు అనుకుని వేరే వాళ్ళకి ఉన్నాయనుకుంటే అది తప్పు అనమాట,
చాలా తప్పు.
దెన్ దే విల్ బి లైక్ దట్. Anyway, I have no problem just to talk to general, but they will present their problems too sometimes, right? So that is there too. See, one thing is, there are other people, I'm talking English, one thing is, we all think our consciousness is individual. And first time J. Krishnamurti talked about, we think our consciousness is limited, ourselves it is, but then if you look at it, our consciousness is everybody else's consciousness is our consciousness. That was quite a shock to me to understand. And then once if you look at it, it is really true that everybody is only one consciousness. So ancient people saw that this is consciousness is one, and we are all in oneness. you know.
Mm.
And when you have the oneness, then you don't have differentiation from other person, so we feel we are all together.
Nothing.
You
Mm.
see, that is the it's not about understand, it's grasping that. And that can happen only within you. You cannot be
Right.
instructed about it. You have to feel it and then realize it by yourself.
Well, mhm.
That is where our conditioning, our ego, all those things come in the way.
Mm.
See, we spend so much time to develop our own individual persona, individual ego, and all that. You know, so when you are
Mm.
asked to see that is not really true, it's kind of frightening for people to know that. You know, so I
Absolutely.
understand the situation, but the thing is,
Mm.
uh, as long as you are operating like a one single entity, you'll have a lot of problems. You know,
Not a problem. Mm.
the moment you realize we are all in one boat, then if you discuss some problems that are psychological, that are happening within you, everybody else is like that. You have to realize that, and then you are exploring everybody else's problem like your problem. You know, uh,
Other.
then it
Mm.
becomes easier to transcend our ego. Actually, you see that
Mm.
that's not really true, that is really false, and then you come out of it. Otherwise,
Right.
you kind of identify, you kind of have to defend, you kind of feel that I am kind of exposed, I am kind of. So you want to hide your problem, you don't want to go beyond it, you know, that kind of.
Mm.
Say,
Mm.
remember when I say when we are reading Bhagavad Gita or anything like that, don't read it as though somebody else has this problem.
Mm.
See whether it is there in you or not, and if it is there, listen to the solution from that, and then
Right.
don't make a concept about it, apply it in daily life right away. That's
Okay.
when these things will be very very valuable. Any
Mm.
sacred text, any religion is like that, you know.
Mm.
But if you read Quran, if you read Bible, if you read Jains, anything, they have that kind of value.
Mm.
See, we don't want to change ourselves. We want to talk about other people changing all the time. That's our problem.
Nijama. Mm.
Because suppose you get fearful, you are afraid of something. That
Mm.
actual feeling of fear and experience inside is the same for everybody. Maybe in degrees a little bit different. So that is the human consciousness has the same experience of these things. Like that, developing the ego, not knowing who we really are, and then holding on to the ego, and then somebody else comes and want to break it, then you get really, you know. Ravan Maharshi said very simple thing. To realize what you are, you have to decide what you think you are.
Correct. Mm.
That persona, that egoic, that one you want to break through and then understand and go beyond it. You know,
Correct. Mm.
say a lot of times people suffer because they they think certain way and they want things to happen certain way, but the life happens its own way. And then because you are not in the present, you are in your you know, past or present, then your image is affected, then you feel bad about it.
Mm.
So if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you read it like Krishna is talking about your own inner Kurukshetra, the battleground of
Okay.
life, where I have these anxieties, fears, depressions, or so many things happening within me, right? I don't know how to do my duty. I don't know how to uh, really relate to other people. I don't know how to not to have enemies. All those things are our current problems.
Yeah. Mm.
And Krishna is addressing humanity's problems through Arjuna.
Mm. Mm.
Arjuna was a very educated man in archery, right? And he was the one who
Yeah.
has the highest skill. And if he goes, he's
Mm.
going to kill everybody. But he doesn't want to kill anymore because he feels his bond for his grandfather, his bond for his teacher, Drona. So that's why he has the real dilemma. How can you go and kill my grandfather and my teacher?
Mm.
You see? So in a regular life, suppose we have an uncle that is very close to us, and that uncle
Mm.
is working with us in our company. We have very high
Mm.
moral standards, but my uncle is cheating and taking some money, from the customers. And what are you going to do? Are you going to support him because he is your uncle and do the let the customers be robbed, or do you say no? This is corrupt behavior. This is adharma. You should not do it.
Gotcha.
So that is what is happening, right? Indians want to
Mm.
protect Indians, and then somebody else is somebody they want to fight against us and all that. But the entire world spends a lot of money on the military equipment.
Oh. Mm.
But you don't have money to feed poor people. You don't have money to educate them, the research and
Mm.
all.
Mm.
Right? That's
Correct.
what
Correct.
we say
Mm.
everywhere. And they spend billions and billions in fights, in getting arms, getting all these things. And then
Mm.
they cry, we don't have food for our people.
Mm.
That's what's happening right now. And then
Mm.
we are seeing that, but are you able to do anything about it? That's a question.
Mm.
So as we read this, especially because we read Bhagavad Gita, I'm quoting that because when you open that book, read them like this is personally applies to me. It has got a lot of value. But if you make it a concept and say, "Oh, this is good," and go away, it's like reading any other novel. So they said, "Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre." Dharmakshetra and also Kurukshetra, both are within us.
Mm.
And once you understand that doing good tendencies or doing bad tendencies are within us, then you can examine them, you know, and then you'll be able to really have the transformation starting and happening within us. For example, you are going and doing the work and
Mm.
you don't know how to do Vyavasayika Buddhi,
Mm.
one pointedness while you are doing work. See, you
Gotcha.
suppose uh, mm, uh, Patel, our Patel, way back, he was Vallabhai Patel. He was known to have very good heart, and I think his father dying at home, and he knows about it.
Gotcha.
But he had to
Mm.
represent somebody in court, and he goes to the
Mm.
court and works a complete one-pointed mind with that court case.
Gotcha.
You see, that is the one-pointedness. But your personal strife, your personal anguish in the heart and everything, Krishna tells, put it aside. He said
Okay.
to Arjuna, raga will come. All the attractive things, good things, everything will come, and they go. Dvesha comes and goes. So you got to be beyond that to be this Vyavasayika Buddhi, one pointedness of whatever you're doing. So you do the duty for the sake of duty, just to go there and do your duty, irrespective of having these relations, having these friendships, and all that, because you have to protect the dharma. As Arjuna was a warrior, he's a prince. His duty is to protect the correctness in the world. Otherwise, everybody will be doing bad things. So that's why it's impersonal, and it is important for him to rise above the being personal. And also, he says, when Bhishma is already old and he's going to die, but then what is dying is not his soul, but his body. Once he understands that Arjuna, that I'm not going to put an end to my Bhishma, maybe I put an end on this body, this life, but he will go on having the life continuously in another janma and all that. That is why he is okay. Before he didn't know that. Before Krishna told him that, he didn't know that. See, he tells him, who is thinking that I am killing and who is dying? Both are not real. You are not the one who is killing him, because he is not going to be killed by any astras. He will continue his journey as soul after this. So there's nobody that you are killing. There's nobody killing somebody else. It's not really complicated if you understand the indweller, the Atman, is indestructible. Whereas if you look at other ways, it is destructible, the body and mind. So don't worry about this temper. They are going to go under die. Such way, when you have all this perspective, then your mind is calm, is not going this way, and then you are focused in your work. See, it's not about pushing them aside. It's about understanding they are coming and going, and that is the truth. And then you won't be bothered about these things that come and go. So you don't say, he's my grandfather, so I'm not going to wage war against him. He's not really waging war against him. He's waging war against the uh, the injustice that they are supporting. So that is there, and that is what is happening with a lot of people. So whenever you read these things, read whether this applies to my life here and now. Then that has a lot of effect on you, transformation on you. Otherwise, we'll be reading these things forever, we'll be saying these things forever, but without having that change within us.
Correct.
If you don't care for the change and transformation, and you just want to be like you, then you will be going like that, and it's your business. But if you want a transformation, if you want to really understand what is in life, then you need to start with yourself first. I do like that. Any spiritual song, any spiritual thing I'm reading and all that, I want to know the meaning, and I want to know whether it is applicable to me in my life situation or not. It's not about other people, because it is about you, and then your transformation brings the change out. You don't have to say anything; it will come out. Otherwise, you will be having the moments of selfishness or greed or hate or anger. All these things will go on.
Correct.
And because of them, you don't have the tranquility, you don't have the peace and harmony, and all the attendant suffering. That's why these wisdom books, you have to read them with that kind of intention, you know.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a question of understanding this and then doing that, you know. So a lot of
Mm.
people um, are like kind of looking at this as though this is something happens only to somebody else, not to me. But that somebody else is us, and then we are
Ah,
all. That is where this oneness comes. That's where
mm.
in consciousness we are all one. We may have different bodies, different minds, different thoughts, and all that, but
Mother,
in essence, we are all one.
mother. Mm.
Once you have that, everything becomes so much simpler too.
Mm.
Simpler and also, but then people don't have this sensation that we are all one. At least a human tribe,
Mm.
because we identify with first of all man or woman, or we identify which town we am, which country I am, which family I am, and which religion I am. So we go on dividing ourselves with all sorts of identifications. And that's why one group against other group and one country against other country and then killing each other.
Mother. Mm.
See
Correct.
how
Mm.
much consequence is there once you understand the oneness. Not if you don't understand the consequences of division and fighting. But if
Mm.
you understand, then anxiety is a problem not only yours, everybody else who goes through the anxieties.
Yes. Mm.
That's some may be more, some may be less because of your conditioning. But my problem, nobody should see as though it is something I have to hide. Then these things come
Mm.
all the time.
ఇంత ఆలోచన ఎవరు
Now, people did go this deep. That's the greatness about the ancient munis, rishis, and all these people is they have not only them, even several monks in Christian religion, and then Sufis in Muslim, all they all went deep into themselves, deep into human brain, deep into human emotions, and then they came out with the wisdom. But here, just because you heard them, you will get it is an illusion. You have to experiment yourself. You have to go within you and then do it validation by yourself. That's the difficult thing for a lot of people. First of all, they think outward things is the only important thing. Go and earn a livelihood, go and really work so that you will have that, and then deal with all sorts of divisions, all sorts of fights, all sorts of things. That all this is taking a lot of energy. So people don't slow down, sit down for a while, and think this deep. See, in ancient times, they used to do satsangs or go and listen to wise people and really consult people when they are in a real difficult problem. Even the kings and emperors consulted these wise people. And the wise people, they don't belong to anybody, but they belong to all. And they don't own anything, but they kind of embraced everything. Sarvasanga Parityaga. That means they are truly liberated people within. They don't have this all these desires, all these needs to get support from outside. None of it. They are very independent, strong, psychologically independent people. So they were able to take the problems of the young people, middle-aged people, and show them the solutions. showed them the light in a room of darkness. So people in that light, they were able to walk and find out their way. See, with the modern thing, technology growing up, we can get a lot of things done outwardly, right? And those things become much more important than um, just sitting down, closing your eyes, and looking at what's going on within my mind, within my heart, like that. Now people do that when they have restlessness, when they have anxiety. That's when they do. But you got to take this an education that we need and spend some time away from this regular hustle and bustle of the life and really be available to people, you know. So going inward is the first step, finding out, and then coming out for other people to really see your life and follow it. It's a slow process. Things are happening so fast. That's why technology is dominating people, you know. So the test is very simple. Can you live without the phone for a while? At least once a week, half a day, don't touch the phone. Or after you get up, for half an hour, don't touch the phone. Don't think about it. Don't even imagine what is maybe coming in the phone now. Just complete independence and then enjoy your nature, your trees, your everything that is around you, and that would be good, right? And then also before you go to bed for half an hour, don't touch the phone. Put it off completely. Some people take the phone to the other room and keep it there and come back and sleep in the bedroom without any phone and all.
Correct. Correct.
But how many people really doing that? They don't. They will be looking at the phone and then sleeping. So that is how things have. And then now we are making it a habit for even the small babies. Small babies, right? They get to see all sorts of pictures going on. Now their attention span has gone down.
Yeah.
That's a big problem around the world. People are really not able to pay attention to anything for few minutes, few hours, like that. That's why all these short reels and short videos have come, because people don't have the patience to stay with one thing for a few seconds than that. So how can they really look at anything deeper if they don't have that capacity? See, there are all the problems going on, you know. But there is something about human intelligence. When it realizes all these things, it can put it away and stay within yourself and be very peaceful. So it used to be retirement, means you don't have to work anymore and you don't have to think certain way according to certain authorities and all that. You can just sit down, not allow all this dirt go into your mind. Don't think, don't gossip, don't get a lot of information, and then you can have a peaceful mind, peaceful existence. But retirement means people think I will have more enjoyment, I will drink more beer, I will lie down more. That kind of wrong conception. And that's why they become, slave to the crutches. And then they may not have this inner development, which was so remarkable in ancients. They were always looking for the moksha. Moksha definition is having the liberation from the mind, chattering mind. You see, if you don't have that, that will consume you all day. No peace. no tranquility, no tranquility, no serenity, right? But on the other hand, if you really know and try to focus on one object, and then your mind will go down. And then you can transcend that one thought and really discover samadhi where there are no thoughts, but you're still awake and you're not sleeping. You're alert and awake, but with a quiet mind. That is valued a lot in the ancient times. But now that is kind of not seen as a valuable thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, so people are thinking all the time, all the time, all the time. Do we need it? Question yourself. Do we need to think all the time or give it a rest? Lunchtime, don't go and sit down and talk to somebody else at the lunch table. Just focus on the lunch, enjoy the food, and don't talk and all that. But then people do luncheon meetings. People do because they say it is a waste of time.
Yeah.
That's why they want to talk and they want to enjoy the meal at the same time. No, don't talk while you are eating. Pay complete attention to what you are chewing, or what you are tasting, what you are savoring, and all that. Then they bring a big things like a mindfulness and all that. Don't have to do all that. Just pay attention to what you are doing, and then see the effect. How refreshed you are after lunch break, and go back to work with more enthusiasm. You know, this is modern life, but it's getting worse now with the artificial intelligence. So many things are coming. They will be controlling us. I was listening to the uh, founder of AI, and I was listening to him. He was warning about two dangers. One is the rogue people or rogue actors will take over and then they use it to bad purposes. He quoted China and America. They are doing it already. Yeah, they take your facial photograph and see wherever you are, whatever you are doing, what kind of things you are buying, what kind of things you are investing, all that, all your information out there. And they are using it for in the elections, just to get elected, so that they are influencing you. And so he was saying about that's the first danger. Second danger is machines themselves taking over. Already agents and other things have come. With a lot of things are done by artificial intelligence now, right? So he was talking about that, and he was very worried about. He is the one who found the artificial intelligence, and he was very worried about this. And he was saying people should wake up and tell the government to have some regulation so that it will work for the good of the people, not to dominate people. You know that kind of regulation he wants to have. So I think he's right. Hardly people think of good of the other people. That is the change between ancients. They said sarva manava saubhratutvam. That means sarva means every, manava means human being. Saubhratutva means welfare or goodwill of the person, right? For the how to work. That was the dictum from the ancient. But now, oh, my thing is more important. Common good, they don't think. They think you're a communist if you're thinking common good. Ancients were not communists, and the communism came later, and that also they couldn't maintain that, right? Many places communism failed.
కానీ సఫర్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళు ఎంత సఫర్ అవుతున్నారు.
Yeah, that is it. Human suffering is going on because of this ignorance. The ignorance of what is happening out there, and ignorance of not knowing how to come out of it, and all that. You know. So I was listening to him this morning, and I have known him before. I have. I mean, I have listened to his interviews several times. He was given a Nobel Prize in physics. And he's a very humble man, and he was working for Google, and he was talking about Google was restraint in the beginning, and then OpenAI came in. OpenAI initially started as not for profit and used the technology for the good of the human beings, right? And then they went non-profit. They're supposed to be, but then they went for profit, and then Microsoft bought them and all that, something like that. And then they went into making money, and now they are not really for the safety of the human being. They're supposed to be for that. So he was talking about hopefully the people will intervene and make sure that these technologies are used for the welfare of the human beings, not to against them. But people are sleeping on this. Not many people are aware of this is going on. The technology is improving. They see the benefits of the technology, and then they look for profits right now. But then once they understand this is going to threaten our human beings' existence itself, I think they will all come through. Yeah, that's why more people should be aware of this, and then really put the pressure on the government. So that's what he was saying. I think he's totally correct. I agree with him completely. People sleep on the, for example, climate change. We have been talking about it since 70s, 80s, and all that, but nobody paid attention to that, and now that has become a big problem for us. But artificial intelligence can do help us with the climate, because they can help us to really suck the carbon. That is one. There are some methods that it can do, and it can also help us to be aware of what's going on with all the weather, and help us maintain a good weather thing and all that. So that is there. So, but then people slept on the climate, and uh, this artificial intelligence is worse than climate change. That is what he is concerned about, because it can take over our thinking and run us. You know. So he was talking about that. See, how many people think this is important, that we need to know where is artificial intelligence, where is it going, what are the consequences of that? What if this nuclear arms go into the rogue person like that? What if this goes, into somebody else's thing? So he's already said China and Trump and other people, they are using this technology to serve their own purpose. Even the digital currency that they are going to have will have long-term effects. So somebody may take your digital currency and then defraud you, so that you won't have a penny into your real money. Mostly. That is happening. People are not awake to that. All this, cryptocurrency and everything, that's digital. So he's a good guy to listen to. I forgot his name, but then I saw him like that. He's a AI inventor. He is the one first founder. He's the founder of AI. He lives in Canada now, but he comes to America all the time. And gives interviews. So this morning I happened to see that interview, and then it was really captivating for about an hour. It's good to know this kind of personalities, what they are thinking, where we are going, and all that. And I can modify accordingly. I kind of bring the how big artificial intelligence is, how big a threat it is, but you learn it, and then you kind of make government put some regulations, so that Unless it is doing something positive for all the human beings, I won't allow it. That's what he was recommending. Ask your congressman to put the rules and regulations so that people who have this technology will not take advantage of the human being, will work for the welfare of the human beings, and also prevent it from becoming such a dangerous force. Then you will not be able to control it. So he wants some legislation for that too. So there are ideas, but different people may come up with different ideas down the line. But will you be there when it wants to take over the entire existence of human life? That is what we don't know. He was talking about 5 to 20 years. It will happen. The AGI means it's a huge artificial intelligence power that will control everything. It will do everything. It will control everything. Already, the end, the people who are doing, you have a plumbing business. You'll be sitting at the office and you'll take orders from there, and somebody comes and says, I don't have my pipe working, I need a plumber to come and fix it. Then all that taking order, all that sending the order to the employee, and then making arrangement for him to go there, address and everything, it will AI will do. But the actual person has to go and fix the tap. That person will go and fix it at home. Only those front enders will remain, and also the high owner or founder or CEO. They are the ones who are going to be there. Rest of them are not there. You know, middle managers and all these people will go away. Those jobs are all taken by the AI. So what are you going to do if you are the middle manager and you find your job is not needed? See, people don't think about these things. We should, I think. We should be aware of this thing is happening, and we should be understanding what's going on, and we should be contributing what we can do, not to have this misfortune fall on us. See, these two threats he was talking about. One is rogue actors anywhere in the government, in the uh, big institutions, in the whatever, right? They are not abusing it because they have so much power with this technology now. Second thing is the technology itself becomes so powerful, it will control the human beings. So, yeah. See how important this is. This way. That's why ancient people kept outward life very simple. Okay, they lived with the elements, they lived with nature, and they kept their needs minimal so that they were able to control this chattering mind, control this mind going all over, and have the peace of mind within. And then there is the happiness, there is a joy, and that they express outside. But in the modern times, what we did, we switched outward. Technology is the most important, and everything outward is more important, and do not take care of our inner self, which needs nurturing, which needs transformation, which needs understanding. That they are not getting it. So I thought I don't know how the phone is working or not working. I don't have many uh, people here because of the probably something happened with this phone connection. Some areas of India also they kind of yesterday suddenly dropped the calls because of I don't know the system maybe the Wi-Fi or whatever.
లేదు బాబు. దీనికన్నా పాతదే బాగుందేమో. దానిలో అయితే అందరు కనిపిస్తూ మాట్లాడేవాళ్ళు.
Yeah, but that video is not working. That's why, So we'll have to repair that today, so in the WhatsApp group. Yeah. So thank you, and I'm going to go and open my, the morning routine, and I'll work with my friends there, and see you tomorrow on Monday again. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, I have this webinar on facial yoga. So not just only repair the face mechanically and then physically, that's there. We will show you exercises you can do for the facial muscles, yoga exercises, but not also how can you have a glow on your face by cleaning your inner self. Okay, that's what I'm going to focus on tomorrow at 9 o'clock Central, 7:30 p.m. Indian time. Okay, so I will mm, send you the Zoom when you send me the request. And I'll see you on the Zoom tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Bye bye for now. Okay.